Good afternoon. My name is AYISHA here. I'm doing human nutrition and dietetics. I'm going to tell you about immunology, where I will be telling you about different topics. The first one will be how the body differentiates between self and non-self during immune response. The second one will be the role of inflammation in immune defense. The third one will be the contribution of neutrophils in immune response. And the fourth one will be what are autoimmune disease and how do they develop. The fifth one will be how the immune system responds to cancerous cells. And I will end up telling you about the role of blood-brain barrier in immune protection. Let's start by how the body differentiates self and non-self during immune response. So in immune response, there is contribution of different types of white blood cells, including B cells and T cells. B cells originate in bone marrow and develop there, and T cells originate in bone marrow and develop in thymus. So once the T cells originate from the bone marrow, they go in thymus for maturation, where they undergo selection process. In that selection process, there is T regulatory cells that are very important in killing and eliminating self-reactive T cells. Again, there is molecules called the major histocompatibility complex that are found on immune cells that help them to present self-antigens. So when the antigen bind to them, they allow T cells to recognize them and to rate them. So if T cells fail to differentiate self and non-self, it may lead to autoimmune disease. Let's continue about the role of inflammation in immune defense. So first read what inflammation is. It is a localized biological response to a harmful stimuli such as injury or infection. It is very important in immune response because it boosts immune response by increasing the blood flow to affected area. Through that flow of blood on that site, there is movement of white blood cells, including neutrophils, macrophages, that when reach their leak in the walls of blood vessels and go to the site of infection where they prevent or fight against those pathogens from invading the body. So this inflammation plays an important role because they help to remove those pathogens and prevent the spread to another part of the body. Again, let's continue with the contribution of neutrophils in immune response. Here there is an image that shows how the neutrophils carry out the process of phagocytosis to emit pathogen. You see on the first number, on number 1, there is an image of neutrophil in the blood vessel. On the second, there is how the neutrophil adhere to the walls of the blood vessel and migrate to the site of infection. Once it reaches there, it moves towards the bacteria that have been marked by antibodies. So when it reaches to that bacteria, it binds to it and engulf it, then destroy it and eliminate it. And you see there is a link where you can find the image of that neutrophil. Let's continue about autoimmune disease and how do they develop. Firstly, let's talk about what is autoimmune disease. Autoimmune disease are diseases that occur when the immune system mistakenly attacks the body's own tissue, to mean that the immune system fails to distinguish its self cells and non-self cells. This issue these diseases of autoimmune disease may occur due to different factors, including genetic predisposition, where you can get a disease from your parents. There is also environmental factors, where you may be exposed to pollutants, toxins that may cause different diseases. There is also dysregulation of the immune system. This is where the body overreacts to the harmless substances that enters the body, causing autoimmune disease or destruction of body cells. Let's continue on non-inflammation, which is how the body responds to cancerous cells. When responding to cancer cells, there is the immune system contains different types of particle cells, including cytotoxic T cells and the natural killer cells. Those are the type of T lymphocytes that play an important role in eliminating tumor cells or viral infected cells, including cancerous cells. So they attack to those cancerous cells and directly kill them and eliminate them. So there is also the contribution of T helper, which coordinate the immune response by activating other immune cells, including neutrophils, macrophages, which are also important in eliminating those cancerous cells by doing phagocytosis, where they engulf them and destroy them, then eliminate them. Here is the structure of cytotoxic T cell, where there is major histocompatibility complex, which is important in differentiating self-antigens. If it is a self-antigen, it can't be destroyed by the T cells. It is very important in assisting the cytotoxic T cell to sense those antigens. So cytotoxic T cell, once it has recognized that the antigen that have been brought about by the histocompatibility complex, it has assisted it to see if it is non-self and destroy it. Helper T said it's important is to coordinate what immune response is going to be provided to that antigen or pathogen that is invading in the body. The last one is the role of blood-brain barrier in immune protection. Firstly, we know that blood-brain barrier is a selective, permeable barrier that separates the blood from the brain and the central nervous system. To me, the word permeable means that it allows essential substances to enter, preventing the passage or the pathogens or toxins to enter the brain. This blood-brain barrier regulates the passage of substances between the bloodstream and the brain. This blood-brain barrier contains tight junctions between endothelial cells, which is very important in preventing the crossing of pathogens and toxins that are harmful to the brain. It also contains immune cells, such as microglia cells. They are very important as they detect and respond to infections and pathogens by doing phagocytosis, to mean that they engulf them and destroy them. Here is the structure or image that shows the blood-brain barrier. You see that there are astrocytes and foot. Those are type of cells that lap around the blood vessels in the brain, forming a tight seal. That tight seal prevent harmful substances from entering the brain. There is also pericyte cells that are also important in stabilizing the blood vessels, preventing them from leakage. There is also endothelial cells. We have seen that between endothelial cells, there are tight junctions that prevent the pathogen and toxins to enter the brain. So here is the ring that is very important in showing that where this image comes from. Thank you for your attention. May God bless you.